Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Today, we are here to discuss on the theme meaningful youth engagement for a digital game on SRHR. And to start, because it started it's early morning, so I would really want to know how is everyone and what mood are you in? Are you in energetic mood or are you in the Monday mood where you know that there's a long week coming up? So feel free to tell us in what mood you are right now.
Think I can kick this off just to get the conversation going. I am excited for the panel, but I also know it's going to be a long week. I have mixed feelings right now. I am not sure how other people are feeling, but I hope they're also having little excitement at least in the morning.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Shalini. Anyone else wants to share?
I can go ahead.
Yeah,
Kashish, you want to
please.
go first? Uh, all right.
You may go.
So I think I'm really excited about the week, mainly because Delhi winter seemed to have come back. It's suddenly chilly again. So the work week just seems brighter for some reason. But yeah, nothing beyond that.
Thank you so much, Raj.
Yeah, I like to also share lazy Monday, can say, because not quite well these days. So just waiting ki the week goes good and not like the last week.
Great. Thank you so much, Kashish. Thank you so much, everyone. So, so today we'll be talking about GoNishaGo, and so GoNishaGo, it's a role play game which helps young people, young girls to learn about SRHR, career and relationship. And we would like to start with a theme song, that's the GoNishaGo theme song, so that the excitement that we have about the program and about the game, and we can pass it on to you. So we'll start with the theme song. Is the theme song audible?
अपनी choice
है तेरी स्टोरी तेरा सीन पूरे कर अपने सारे ड्रीम्स बन जा तू अपनी ही क्वीन ये है तेरी लाइफ ब्रो गो निशा गो अपना करियर कर ले चूज नहीं मूड तो कर रिफ्यूज मत कर अपने आप को लूज फ्री हो जा फ्रॉम ऑल द रूल्स ये है तेरी लाइफ ब्रो गो निशा गो मम्मी बोली नो क्योंकि पापा बोले सो इसी बात पर just go for it go ये है तेरी लाइफ ब्रो गो निशा गो डाउट शाउट सारे कर डिलीट नई सोच को कर तू मीट कॉन्फिडेंस तेरा इन सब मूव्स मौज मेरे बस फुल टाइम तू ये है तेरी लाइफ ब्रो गो निशा गो हर कदम तू आगे बढ़ तू फॉलो नहीं तू लीड कर बेफिक्र अंदाज से कर बिगिन अगर है ये गेम तो कर टू विन क्योंकि ये है तेरी लाइफ ब्रो गो निशा गो
अपनी सुनो बिंदास चुनो
Thank you, everyone. So this was our theme song of GoNishaGo game, and we would like to go ahead now uh, with the theme that we have for today. So our theme for today is meaningful youth engagement for digital game on SRHR, and our theme for pan. So basically, in GoNishaGo, young people have a lot of active participation in this program. They have been involved in research, design, and implementation of the program. And today we'll be talking about all of it in this panel discussion. And I'll give my introduction first. I'm Palashka. I'm working as a program assistant with Restless Development for the past almost 3 years now. And I implement and manage programs in Rajasthan. And I would really like all of you to please introduce yourselves and let's get started with the panel discussion. So I will nominate Shagun to introduce herself.
Thank you, Palashka. My name is Shagun Sharma. I work as Youth Engagement Officer with Justice Development in the India office. I have been leading the Meaningful Youth Engagement component for GoNishaGo for the last 7 months, and I have had the privilege to work with a lot of young people like Kashish here and talk about the game and how it can benefit them. And I'm glad to be able to have this platform where I can share my experience. And I really look forward to listening to how other panelists have engaged with young people and with the games processes in the past. I'm going to pass it on to Aparna. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thanks, Shagun, and hi everyone. My name is Aparna Raj, and I am Senior Advisor with Howard Delafield International, the creators of the game. And I've been associated with the game since its very beginning. So I had the privilege to be part of formative research through which we really understood the needs and demands of the girls. And all of that went into making of the game, which turns out to make it so realistic. So, yeah, I'm really excited to be part of this panel and sharing my insights from the journey which began in 2019.
Thank you so much, Aparna. Radhika, would you like to go next?
Yes, thank you so much. Hi, I'm Radhika Kannan. I handle project operations at Vihara, and I also lead the mental health vertical. I had the opportunity to join the GoNishaGo Universe, the Game of Choice Consortium, towards the end leg of the girl game, right around the time when the beta testing started. And it's been super exciting to see the way the game has really progressed and the way it's being communicated to the wider universe. And I'm really excited to be a part of the discussion today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Kashish, would you like to go next?
Hello everyone, my name is Kashish Shekhawat and I have worked with Restless Development as a youth leader in Go Nisha Go game. Uh, Go Nisha Go is really a big part in my life and had made many changes in me also and surrounding me also. Yeah, ready and excited to be a part of the panel.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So we'll start with the panel discussion. My first question to all the panelists is, who is your favorite character from Bonisha Go, and why? And why? Can you explain in one sentence? Any one of you, if you would like to start.
Yeah, I would like to go
Kashish?
for
Yeah.
my first character. The most loving character in the game is Diary, because Diary is only one the character with whom Nisha can speak very openly what is going in her mind. That's
Thank you so much, Kashish.
Can I
Anyone
go
else?
next?
Yeah, yeah, please, please.
I would say मेरी favorite character निशा ही है, मेनली बिकॉज वो इतने सारे ऑप्शंस को एक्सप्लोर करती है और आई थिंक उस एज में लाइफ का फंडा यही होना चाहिए, सारी चीजें एक्सप्लोर करके देखो एंड चूज द बेस्ट विच सूट्स योर नीड्स एंड योर सिचुएशन. सो माय फेवरेट इज निशा.
Great, thank you so much. Uh, Radhika?
I think mine is also the diary. I've thought a lot about it. Kashish, same as you. I think the diary is the only person or object that Nisha can really talk to, and that's where you hear her own ideas, her own thoughts develop. So mine is the diary as well.
Thank you. Shagun, would you like to tell us?
Yes, I think I might be the outlier here. My favorite character, I would go with Nisha's mother. The reason being that she is her ally in the household. I feel like a lot of young people face challenges when negotiating in the family, but Nisha's mother supports her and also tries to push and nudge things with her father when she's trying to advocate for anything. So yeah, I think that's my favorite character in the game. Yes, there are other characters, but I think I really love my mother when she really helps me in touch with my father. So I think I'm gonna love Nisha's mother as well. That's my favorite character.
Great. Thank you so much, Shagun. So my next question is to you, Aparna. What was your most interesting find during the formative research for GoNishaGo?
Um, so there were a lot of interesting stories in the formative research. पर जो चीज मुझे सबसे ज्यादा याद है वो कैसे लड़कियों सारी लड़कियों के बड़े बड़े सपने, किसी को एयर हॉस्टेस बनना है और डॉक्टर बनना है और नर्स बनना है। कुछ साल पहले ही आलिया भट्ट की कोई तो मूवी आई थी जिसमें शी वाज एन एयर हॉस्टेस, सो अ लॉट ऑफ गर्ल्स वर इंस्पायर्ड टू बिकम दैट। And the not so interesting part of it is that girls do not really understand how to achieve their dreams, which I feel is very very crucial. Otherwise सपने सपने ही अधूरे रह जाते हैं। तो इसलिए इस पर्टिकुलर फाइंडिंग को हमने सेंट्रल स्टोरी का पिवट रखा है, पूरी स्टोरी उसके अराउंड बिल्ड की है कि अपने सपने के लिए हर छोटा और बड़ा स्टेप आपको खुद लेना है। तो आई थिंक दैट वुड बी द मोस्ट इंटरेस्टिंग फाइंडिंग फ्रॉम फॉर्मेटिव रिसर्च फॉर मी।
Thank you so much for sharing that, Aparna. My next question is to you, Radhika. How was your team's experience of contributing to the design testing for the game, and what were your key takeaways?
Thank you for that, Palashka. I think the most exciting part of being a part of design testing was that आप पूरे game को हर stage पे देख पाते हो, right? You're looking at, you're testing all the components and you're taking it to the people who are going to play the game towards the end, or representatives of the people who are going to play the game at the end. So of course there are a lot of things which were exciting to know that girls spoke about, like scoring कैसे हो रही है, हमें आप बताओ कि इसमें marks हमें कहाँ मिले कहाँ नहीं मिले, all those things. But even the way they saw Nisha's story emerge right from the beginning to the end, that उनको पता नहीं था, जैसे आप एक किताब शुरू करते हैं और आप एक एक पन्ने को एक एक बार जाते हैं देखते हैं, तो यू डोंट नो कि मेन कैरेक्टर या प्रोटैगनिस्ट क्या बनने वाली है। बट इसमें और भी एक्साइटिंग लड़कियों के लिए ये था कि निशा बिकेम हु दे वांटेड हर टू बिकम, right? So there is a sense in which their own real life interacted with the game life, and they all had some meaning to attribute to Nisha. They all had some way of making Nisha their own, or her own. And I think for me, one of the most favorite parts was that, this entire compromise, not compromise, but negotiation, which happens with your parents, in your interpersonal relationships, in your day to day dynamics. Even small things with the friends you make, or, your potential partner, and the kind of questions that keep coming to you. And I think, Ashish, that's why the diary also became my favorite space, because Nisha goes back to her diary, and that's the only place where you see her talking to herself through her struggles. So I think the design testing process was a lot more exciting when we could hear a lot of these girls talk about what Nisha meant to them, or actually that Nisha was them. So that double bind of making the character your own, or saying that you are the character, but at the same time saying that I wish I could do these things like Nisha did them. That I would want to do a lot of these things which Nisha could do. So even gaining that kind of courage and inspiration from it, I think that was a very endearing part of the process, because although it's design testing, it goes so much more beyond that, where you see people's lives get emerge in the process of the entire game, and how they'd want to see the game forward, and therefore providing those tweaks and hooks to the game creators, to the developers, talking to the visual team in terms of what could be rendered differently. So I think wo Sara ka Sara was very exciting process for me personally to watch, and for my team as well.
Thank you so much. My next question is to you, Kashish. How was your experience playing the game and talking to hundreds of young people about it? What worked really well, and what could we do more to make it more accessible to young Indians?
Yeah, playing the game was like very fun, because what we want to that Nisha could do, we could decide like what dress she would wear, where she would go, like shopping or cafe, anything else, like every decision we have to take in Nisha's life. And talking to hundreds of people, like before joining Restless, my thought was like the coming generation, the generation that we are, is like very full of thoughts. They are like broad minded, they are not narrow minded, but working with like talking to thousands of people, I came to understand like I was a bit wrong, because many of the people are like still narrow minded about menstruation, contraceptive methods. When we went for any of to any of the universities or the other schools, like people gives a looks like what they are talking about or anything else. So it was a bit challenging and also a fun. We got a chance we will go and tell people about menstruation, contraceptives, and about the game. And after playing the game, I also came to know that confidence can be built by just playing a game also. By playing Go Nisha Go, I got confidence to talk about menstruation, contraceptives. Before that, I was not able to speak about anything in front of anybody. If it is between 5 to 10 people, I could speak. But more than that, I was like, I would get very nervous. But after playing the game, it was like really very getting confidence to speak about anything, or getting into anything and doing much more new things. Yeah.
Yeah. So the other question that was there is in this was, can you tell us what can we do more to make it accessible to young Indians?
Yeah, I would do that ki jo the person who are surrounding me, I will let them to know this, and I will let them to know this in such a manner that they will be like very excited to tell more people surrounding them also. Because I can't go and reach the people those are surrounded by them, but they can easily reach. So I will make the things in such a way to know, to come to know to them ki they feel really very excited to tell people surrounding them.
Thank you so much for your answer. My next question is to you, Radhika. What was the part of design testing process that you loved the most?
I think the part of design testing process I love the most, which I think I spoke is the part of even how they're playing the game. I think the entire thing about, lying down easily and playing the game for a few hours, or just there was one particular point when the lights went off in Bihar. There was an electricity outage, and we all, as design testing team, we got worried कि अरे कैसे करेंगे, क्या होगा. But that was actually the best part, because girls became a lot more comfortable in the way they were playing the game, the way they would in their real life setups. So I think it was just nice to see how girls were taking the game, interacting with it, having communication with each other, the peer group interactions which emerged during the testing process themselves, in terms of feeling shy, giggling about certain scenes, where, say, Nisha and Ayush are almost about to hold hands, or there are, जैसे movies में pivotal plots आते हैं and people have that nervous excitement, laughter around things. So I think a lot of that was really exciting to see, because you're actually looking at people getting impacted by what's happening and what they're seeing. And although it's design testing, like I said earlier, you're still watching people interact live, and a lot of things that they won't say really come out through their gestures and expressions. So I think that was also another favorite component for me.
Thank you so much for sharing that. My next question is to Shagun. How was your experience of meaningfully engaging young people for this one of its kind digital game on SRHR? And did you learn anything new about SRHR yourself?
Thank you for the question, Palashka. And I am really intrigued by how Radhika mentioned about the outage in the design testing phase. It shows that we were grounded, like we did realize, okay, these things happen, but we're still able to see through how young people experienced it. So that's something I think that really I found interesting in her answer. Building on to what she said, I think in terms of my engagement with young people, initially I was very skeptical. Okay, how do you engage young people for a digital game? I mean, what will they do exactly? How can we help them build their skills, and how can we help them grow while we also focus on enabling them to learn from the game? How do you bring an offline component in a game which is already interactive? So we were very skeptical. We were thinking on a lot of different lines. Okay, what can be done? How can we keep young people at the center and also make sure that young people are also becoming the banner carriers of the game going forward? So slowly and steadily, we kind of developed a model where young people and partners work together to go to schools and colleges and talk to different young people about the game. That not only gave young people a space to kind of talk or maybe address an audience for the first time, but also kind of gave them a strengthened understanding of what was there in the game, why it's relevant, and how it can benefit them and other young people. Because that's the core, right? They go out the public and they are confident that this game helps them, and how the game can further help other young people when they're talking to them. I think developing that model and reaching to a place where young people were able to become advocates for more young people to play the game was a win. So from that skepticism to that confidence of seeing them speak and address and also tell me coming back that okay, this game has helped me in this way, maybe or coming tell me my friend came back to me and she tried to negotiate with the family because now she was more open or more comfortable visualizing the reaction of the parents. I think those were the slow and important and small wins that we had in the MYE model that we implemented. In terms of a second question about if I learned anything new about SRHR, I think the key thing that I really learned from the game was how can you make important and sensitive themes like SRHR into a more meaningful and enjoyable format, such as this roleplay based engagement, which allows people to relate to you. Because I think learning gets really strong when people relate to what you're telling them, what you're teaching them, or what you're trying to explain to them. And being able to work on SRHR in such a manner was something which I really found new and exciting, and something which can be replicated for a lot of different themes and can also be used to widen the understanding of the different themes covered in SRHR through the game, beyond the game. I think that kind of narrative and that kind of understanding is very new for me, despite working in the SRI space for quite some time now. This is something which really added value for me and helped me get perspective. So I think those were the key, experiences, from little bit of nervousness and lack of clarity to coming to a place where young people are now more independent and now more comfortable and have small instances of small wins and behavioral change in their or their friends' life. That's something that I would like kind of emphasize more on. Yeah. Thank you, Pilashka.
Thank you so much, Shagini. So my next question is to all the panelists. Which episode is your favorite from GoNishaGo? Anyone?
I it's difficult to choose one. I think, and that would be my answer. I love all the episodes equally because they are all about very, very different topics, but very, very relevant topics which we encounter in our डे टू डे लाइव्स सो हर एक एपिसोड में कुछ एक नई बात के बारे में डील किया गया है और सबसे हर एपिसोड को इंटरेस्टिंग ये बात बनाती है कि उसमें नॉलेज के साथ साथ आपको कुछ करने को भी है आपको नेगोशिएट करना है कभी आपको अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ नेगोशिएट करना है कभी आपको खुद के साथ नेगोशिएट करना है जो बहुत बड़ा स्किल होता है वो आप धीरे धीरे सीखते जा रहे हो और साथ में इंटरेस्ट बनाने के लिए जो पैरेलल स्टोरी चल रही है निशा और आयुष की इतने ब्यूटीफुल सीन्स जो है हर एक एपिसोड में कभी आप गोवा जा रहे हो कभी हैदराबाद जा रहे हो तो इसलिए मेरे लिए तो एक एपिसोड चूज करना एज फेवरेट इज वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट एंड आई थिंक आई लव ऑल द एपिसोड्स इक्वली
Thank you so much, Aparna. Anyone else would want to tell us?
I think I'd like to, sorry, Kashish, once again. um, all right, I'll go. I think similarly, I think I do like all the episodes because there is a lot of continuity amongst all of them. It's like it's a story, right? I mean, just looking at it in terms of episodes becomes difficult, but I think my favorite parts really emerged when ideas around consent, but also negotiation in the house, like what Shagun had mentioned much earlier, ki, Nisha's mother is her ally, right? And those moments when that interaction emerges, where there's fear, but there's also a trust in terms of, you can still like engage with your fear. You can still try to broach the areas which you want to do in your life, but you have to walk carefully and tread carefully. वो वैसे जो aspects जहाँ जहाँ emerge होते हैं, which were pivotal points in the entire game's narrative arc, and actually they were choices made by the girls or the player or the user themselves. I think those were the most exciting ones, and I think yeah, I think there's a lot. I mean, of course, there are climaxes and there are cliffhangers in the game जहाँ पे पता नहीं होता कि अब क्या होने वाला है, that kind of a thing. But everything around consent, like small things like touch or sense of can I do this, can I not do this, what does that mean? I think those were my some of my favorite components in the game.
Thank you so much, Radhika. Kashish, you can go next.
Yeah. For me also,
Kashish, you're not audible.
am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, for me also, all the episodes were like really interesting, but especially the episode in which we get knowledge about contraceptives and menstruation products. Na, that one was my favorite because in that many more things were like knowledgeable. And as I'm a medical student, I was also not completely aware of the products. That information I got through the game. That's
Thank you so much, Kashish. Shagun, would you like to tell us?
Yes, I think I have narrowed it down to a specific level and specific scene. I think I'm gonna focus on that. मेरे को level 4 में जो component था जब निशा और आयुष they try to get intimate and they are at the bonfire, and at that time जब आयुष बोलता he doesn't have condom, so he doesn't have contraceptive protection, and then Nisha exercises her agency to say no, that no, if we don't have that we're not going to do it. I think that's something which is also one of the objectives of the game, that we really want girls to be able to exercise their agency, कि जब उनको प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में सिचुएशन आए तो वो ये चीज़ कर पाए. एंड वो बहुत रियलिस्टिक सिनेरियो था बिकॉज इट्स वेरी वेरी पॉसिबल फॉर पीपल टू एक्सपीरियंस दैट या पीपल टू गो थ्रू दैट. एंड seeing कि Nisha took a stand is something which I feel can really go in a long way in the young person's memory when they are in a relationship or they are moving forward or how they are feeling. I think मुझे वो चीज़ बहुत अच्छा लगा in all the levels, and I really hope that the way she's very subtly, without any arguments, without any fight in that regard, was able to put forward her point and also her stance on the matter, and just starting that conversation, no matter what the outcome was to be, in the real life. Maybe the outcome in the game was more favorable, but it may not be the same in the real life. But at least they now know that they have that option to say no at that moment. I think वो एक perspective लाना बहुत important है, because अक्सर हमें लगता है कि हमारे पास choice ही नहीं है, we are bound to do it. तो वो एक perspective लेकर आता है about the choice. And again, how we talk about we're a game of choice, not chance. I think that kind of really lives up to its name, वो particular episode का section. And yeah, that's like I would say is my favorite episode.
Thank you so much, Shagun. Uh, Thank you so much. So my next question again is to all the panelists. What do you hope to see with the regard to the future of the game?
I think I can go for this.
Yeah.
Great. So, in terms of the game, I think one of the feedbacks we have received from people who have played the game, the youth leader as well, is that they want to see, how boys are going through different things. That's something which will come in a different format. But within the game, I think I would want to see how a game, this GoNishaGo itself, can help shape the, attitudes and behaviors of boys as well. So that become stronger allies of gender equity. So we have girls, we have a huge community of girls, but are we also able to parallelly create that ecosystem of supporters around them through this game who are helping them to be stronger, when they exercise their agency? I think that's something which I really look forward to see as the game grows. It goes to multiple states. क्या इम्पैक्ट लड़कों पे आ रहा है एंड क्या वो लोग समझ पा रहे हैं चीज़ों को, क्या वो बेहतर allies बन पा रहे हैं जेंडरिक वर्ल्ड. आई थिंक दैट्स समथिंग which I think the game can help propagate given आयुष का current character, and I hope that वो आगे चल के हम लोग और देख पाते हैं, सुन पाते हैं, जान पाते हैं. Yeah, that's from my side.
Thank you, Shagun. Yeah, Aparna, you want to go next?
मेरे दिमाग में तो बहुत सारे आइडियाज और प्लान्स हैं, पर मैं दो जो टॉप मोस्ट है वो बताती हूँ. एक तो कि बिकॉज ये गेम है तो आप बहुत तरह तरह का ऑप्शंस चूज करके देख सकते हो, एक्सप्लोरेशन ज्यादा कर सकते हो, जिसका लाइफ रियल लाइफ में लिमिटेशन होता है ना. अभी एक बार आयुष को हाँ बोल दिया तो रियल लाइफ में फिर से ना बोलना, जब आप कुछ कर चुके हो तो मुश्किल होती है. बट आप गेम में करके अगर देखो, सारे ऑप्शंस को चूज कर करके आगे देखो कि क्या होता है, तो उससे आपको एक तरह का प्लान ऑफ एक्शन मिल जाएगा फॉर रियल लाइफ. तो मैं चाहती हूँ कि जब प्लेयर्स ये गेम खेलें तो बार बार खेलें और डिफरेंट टाइप्स का ऑप्शन चूज करके खेलें इसमें, क्योंकि ये गेम जीतने हारने के लिए नहीं है, ये गेम जीतने हारने के लिए आपकी रियल लाइफ में. तो आप अगर गेम के अंदर सारी चीजों को अच्छे से एक्सप्लोर करोगे तो रियल लाइफ में आप डेफिनेटली विनर बनोगे. सो दैट इज वन थिंग विच इज इन माई माइंड that happens for the game. Second, मैं चाहती हूँ कि अभी हमने कुछ टॉपिक्स के ऊपर एपिसोड्स बनाए हैं. If we get to know more such problems which girls face in their day to life, for which they would want such kind of content which is entertaining, educational, but also gives you like a hands-on real life experience and builds your skills to deal with them. So that's one another aspiration I have about the future of game. Thank you. That's all for me.
Thank you so much, Aparna. Kashish, Radhika.
Yeah, I would say ki in the game more characters should be involved, like Nisha's elder sister, so that Nisha could get a support from her elder sister. Because if we are having an elder sister, na, so she will give such more suggestions, because she is elder than us and she has faced many problems which we are facing in today's life. So if Nisha, as we know that Nisha's sister is married also, so what suggestion she would give? And we can see that Nisha's mother and father both are like forcing us to get married. What is about Ayush? Like his parents are also forcing him to get married, or they want him to like to achieve something in life and then get married. Like more characters should be involved. And another thing, like Aparna said, ki we should play the game again and again by selecting more and more objective that options. So the game could be like कि अगर ये option choose करते हैं तो what is next to be done, because by selecting one options we know कि okay, if we are selecting this, the next will be this, but if the other option is selected, what is going to be next? Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Kashish. Radhika, would you like to tell us?
Thank you, Palashka. I think there are 2 to 3 things in my mind. One is that I wonder how the game would be perceived, or if it had to be translated to other contexts and languages, then how it would be taken up by, say, youth in other geographies, like, say, from tribal belts, because sexual reproductive health and issues, or rather the way the health system views marginalized groups problems is also very different. So it would be good to see those kind of interactions with the game, how it's perceived by the community, how it's perceived by the girls in terms of the future of the game. The other component is that I think that this game is really important for not just adolescent girls, but even like women from all other categories or age groups. I think something as simple as the ability to say no, or say that, आपके पास आपकी choice है, and these are the people who are your allies, and this is the way you can negotiate. I think a lot of women and individuals, men and women both, just find it hard to negotiate and engage in conflict situations, and things happen by chance, not by choice. So it would be nice to see like how say older women or older girls from different age brackets, how they engage with the game, and they wonder that, oh, even we could have said no, or even we could have reached out to somebody for support. I'm sure like the menstrual health component, of course, is not the learning part there if it goes to other age groups, but it would certainly be really exciting to see how agency, choice, and the ability to say no strikes what kind of a chord it strikes for all other kind of people. And last thing that I want to mention before I close is also how boys see the game for girls. What do they think about all these, particular scenes and ways of making choice, or the girl side of the story, if we could put it that way. I think that would also be really exciting to watch and observe. So those are three things that come to my mind.
Thank you so much, Radhika. Thanks to everyone for answering all the questions. I think one thing that was really interesting to me that Aparna mentioned, that it's not a game of winning or losing, but it's a game that's preparing you for the outer world. And I really feel that the character of Nisha is a character that resonates with all young girls and everyone, that are problems that we face in our everyday lives. So I think let's work towards making this game more and more accessible to girls so that they can learn more about SRHR and make informed decisions in their lives. Thank you so much for participating in the discussion. Thank you so much. And you can download the game and it's free to play from Play Store. Thank you.